Good evening and welcome back, every single one of you. My name is Eliza Mozal and I help people on their spiritual journeys towards freedom, joy, and fulfillment. And welcome back to Podcast Ish. It's another episode. This one is a little bit shorter one, I think, and I'll be talking about the power of gratitude, the power of being thankful and appreciative, the power of thank you, but not the hashtag type that we see on Instagram. Someone is, I don't know, taking maybe a picture of something expensive or something unusual and hashtag grateful, hashtag grateful. No, not like that. There is nothing wrong with it, but I'm going to be talking about gratitude when we feel it from inside out. And last night I went out to see my friends, and one of my friends said to me, Eliza, wrap up warm. Wherever we're going, it's going to be cold. And the snow was at this time snowing as well, so it was pretty cold outside as well. So I did wrapped up warm, but when I arrived there, I realized I wrapped up warm kind of like a springtime wrapped up warm instead of Scottish wet, dark, cold winter wrapped up warm. And I got really cold, and then I couldn't warm up through the whole night and through the whole day today. So guess who is here with me? Yep, Fred, the water bottle, my friend. So he's taking care of my back. And why did I wanted to talk about gratitude? Today after work it was dry and it was sunny, and I've decided, oh my goodness, I'm gonna take my sweet Polish ass outside and I'm gonna go for a lovely, nice, juicy walk. There is few things that I'm working on internally, and I wanted to have a chat with that higher power. I wanted to go within, disconnect from all the distractions, disconnect from the noise, the music, listening to ebooks, learning and talking to everyone and all that stuff. And that's what I've done. I took a path I never chose before. So of course I was in the mat till the knees again. And it was just amazing. It was beautiful. And majority of that talk, after first few, maybe after first 10-15 minutes, it was just turned into thank you for this, thank you for that, thank you, and feeling that gratitude from inside out. And I wanted to talk to you about it and share about it because energetically and vibrationally, this is extremely important. Especially if you are a person who, like me in the past, struggled in a huge way to shift away from the lack mentality. And what do I mean by lack mentality? Lack mentality can be seen as being lonely, as struggling with money, struggling with feeling safe and supported. It's basically lack, and it comes from constantly being focused on what's not here. Even if you can have absolutely 10 best possible things, people in your life in the front of you, you have trained your mind already for such a long time to constantly pay attention to that one thing that it isn't there. And your mind, wherever you are, as soon you're getting a little bit of comfortable, it's scanning through the whole environment and the way you feel inside, and it's finding that loop, what is it missing. So this is what I call lack mentality. It's very damaging for the body, mind, and soul because you're constantly focusing on the negative. And it is as well at least in my case, it came from the survival mode because it was created and continued by my mind, by my head, to keep me alive. Okay, what is it missing? What is the lack that I can fill in, focus on to fix it, so I can not experience lack in the future. But it was a very, very faulty circle because as soon I filled this one hole, my head was scanning for more of other holes. And if you're looking for something, no matter what it is, you will always find it. You will always find it no matter what it is. So if whatever it is that you are focusing on is going to be growing. If you're focusing on lack, I don't have money, I'm lonely, or I don't know, I don't have time. Lots of people struggle with that. I don't have time to take care of myself, I don't have time to cook vegan meals, I don't have time to go to the gym, I don't have time to go into nature, blah blah blah. The truth is that we always have time, because every single one of us have 24 hours. It's all about what we actually make a priority. But if your lack mentality is constantly focused on I don't have it, that's the thing that is gonna grow. Whether it is your debt, whether it is your loneliness, whether it is your lack of time, maybe lack of resources, lack of creativity, that's a biggie for many people as well. So whatever you are focusing on is gonna be growing. So if you're focusing on anything in the sense of it isn't there, I don't have enough, I'm gonna run out of it very soon, or I'm not worthy of it, that's gonna disappear out of my life really soon, that's exactly what's going to happen, because that's what you are directing all your energy. And I speak from experience here. I've done it all over and over and over again. I became a master in lack mentality when I started working on myself after my spiritual awakening, after, looking, okay, what are the things that I need to fix? Let's look at the things that I'm going to focus on right now. And it's just became so obvious to me, this lack mindset. I would be going through a beautiful spell of inner freedom, feeling absolutely fabulous and amazing about myself. And as soon I would be stopping running about, I would sit down, my mind would be scanning again for the lack. Therefore, gratitude is just something that, again, just like lack, it is a practice. And it isn't about everyone else knowing about it. It all starts from within. What I'm trying to say is that when you will start focusing on gratitude, when you will start focusing on the thank you, the whole sentence thank you, when you think of something, whether it is a blanket you have next to you, or maybe it is a couch you are sitting on, or maybe it is a car that you are driving, or maybe it is a friend that just sends you a beautiful, lovely message, or someone who is just asking, how are you doing, which is beautiful. Whatever it is, if you're going to be constantly focusing on thank you, all of a sudden, you will become entirely overwhelmed with the abundance of goodness in your life. All of a sudden, your heart will be bursting with joy and love and gratitude, because this is what you will be focusing on. Now, so for example, like I went on a walk and I had this chat, I had this few things and bits and bobs that I had to, ground myself, come into terms with it, make some decisions, decide who I want to be right now in this particular situation. How can I continue being that new Eliza that I learned to love and I want to keep on continue to be, and all that stuff. All of a sudden, all that gratitude just started coming to me, because that's what I've been practicing. And I've made not that long ago a video, which is a recording of just gratitude and thank you affirmations, which you can turn it on every single day for yourself and keep on practicing in this way, saying thank you. And repeat after that video every sentence in your head or out loud. It's just such a difference. It's just such a life changer. First of all, your energy changes because thank you and gratitude has an energetic vibration of something that you already have. It is fulfillment, and it brings you joy and happiness and peace and ease. Any disease, any type of lack of peace, any type of frustration, disturbance, it is created because we deep inside feel like we don't have something. Something is missing. Something is not there, what we truly believe we need to have, or we're scared and terrified of losing that one thing that we truly believe we need to have to be able to live and survive and all that stuff. So as soon you will start, and I often speak as well about, especially if I'm working with someone on one-to-one, I often speak about keeping things simple, because it's so easy to be overwhelmed with all this huge amount of inner work that all of a sudden someone is starting to do when they are starting their spiritual journey or self-improvement journey. And it's really easy to, get lost in overdoing instead of, and ticking things off the list, instead of just truly be with yourself. Put your hand on your heart center, and just feel it, without trying to change it, without trying to manipulate it. Just feel it. What do you feel? If you feel peace, if you feel disturbance, why don't you give it a space? After you feel some peace, after that feeling that it wasn't maybe too pleasant, it finally got released. What is it that you are grateful for? What do you want to be grateful for? That's the question that it's really good to ask for, because I'm learning on my journey that I don't need to have a beach body. I don't need to look toned and slim and absolutely, amazing, to be able to be appreciative and so grateful for every part of my body, just because I have it. I have two working legs, I have two working arms, my body is functioning properly. Sometimes it's too tired, sometimes this and that, but that's normal. I'm letting myself being a human as well. But you really don't have to be perfect, or you don't have to be the way your head and your ego tells you to be grateful for it. You can become grateful right now, even if this thing is not the way you want it to be. Why don't you start being grateful for just being awake? And when you start keeping things simple and you just focus, let's say if things become really hard for you, why don't you just focus on taking one in breath and saying internally, thank you. Be grateful for that one breath that you had. And then out breath, thank you. Another in breath, thank you. Thank you. And just keep things simple. This is for those who feel overwhelmed. I don't know why that just came, but it came. So there you go. It must have just needed to be out there. And I think that's it for that recording. Pretty sweet and short. And I hope every single one of you is doing great. I hope every single one of you is doing some kind of gratitude practice. If you don't, then what is it that it's standing on your way? Maybe it's just a little bit of self-discipline, and maybe write in your journal, okay, today I'll be practicing in the first an hour of my day gratitude, and or you can do that as well in meditation. You can breathe in thank you, and just focus on how that breath feels in your lungs and in your body. That's how I was starting my meditation journey, and it done miracles for me. Okay, guys, I'm gonna finish with that. I'm gonna wish every single one of you absolutely all the best. I would like every single one of you to acknowledge how much I appreciate you. Every single view, every single like, every single comment, every single message, email. Thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being awesome. Keep on exploring, stay amazing, and I will speak to you soon in my next video or podcast-ish episode. Bye bye.